Good day, good evening, YouTube, wherever you're at. Salutations. So I just reached 350 subscribers today. I was going to make a video for 300 subscribers, but then it came so quick, I was like, well, I might as well just make this video 350 subscribers. So I wasn't really sure what to do to celebrate, but first of all, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. Again, I am just baffled by how quickly it has happened, and I am very grateful. You know, I really just started this channel so I could, you know, make some bookish friends and network a bit and just have people to talk about with books. I've said this before, but in my day-to-day life, I know almost nobody that reads. So, you know, I just want to make friends with some people and talk about books. So, and it's going really well so far. I really can't complain. Everyone's been really great to me and supportive so far, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, you know, so if you see this, you know, and thank you everybody for the likes and the subscribes and the comments. And you know, if you're seeing this, you know, comment on the video. I really try to answer all the comments. So just about anything. We talk about books, history. You want to talk about welding or carpentry, you know, some stuff like that too. I know how to do. You know, I know quite a bit about those subjects as well. So if anyone's interested in anything like that, or computer stuff too, I'm a tech guy. So anyway, it's just been fantastic. So, you know, questions about any of those things. I try to link my email most of the time. I know it's on my YouTube channel for sure, but I try to put it in the description usually too. So feel free to email me. We can talk about books or any of those other subjects I mentioned. So, or just anything, you know. But yeah, thank you so much. And so I like to try to, you know, have a subject that when I do these subscriber videos, which I plan on making another video today, but I have ideas for videos, but I didn't want to use any of them with this. So I just thought I'd talk about the future of the channel. So if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I've been rereading the Sharpe series by Bernard Cornwell. It's my favorite series of all time. Bernard Cornwell's my favorite author. I have reread some of the series before, but it's been quite a few years now. I've never reread the entire series, and I've never read them in any kind of order. So I'm currently reading it in publication order, although I did break that today, technically, because I got through the first 4. They were all available through my library digitally, and the 5th one wasn't available yet, so I went ahead and started reading Sharpe's Rifles, which is not technically in order so far. But I'm not going to get too much into that because I'm actually going to make a video about that today. So about the Sharpe series and just a kind of a review. So, but anyway, I want to keep reading Bernard Cornwell books. I want to read this entire catalog. There are some that I've missed. Just like I never read his contemporary thriller series. There's all the ones he had co-written with his wife. I didn't read. There's quite a few others. He's probably got, I'd say 10 books I haven't read, maybe between 10 and 15, but probably closer to 10. So there are going to be some firsts for me when I do all this. So anyway, So, and, you know, and the goal is so I can be the foremost authority on the internet for Bernard Cornwell. That's right. I'll be the Bernard Cornwell scholar of the internet. Anyway, I don't see people talk about him that much. So I just, you know, and I don't want to get too much into this, but Bernard Cornwell, he is a pretty well-known author, but he's not mega famous. There are plenty of authors way ahead of Bernard Cornwell, especially in the United States. He's a little bit more well-known in the UK, and it's, you know, I just want him to be remembered. And another author I want to be remembered is Wilbur Smith. I think Wilbur Smith's a fantastic author. If you've never read a Wilbur Smith book, please do so. Pick up his very first one, When the Lion Feeds. It's a great book. So check it out. He's a great historical fiction author. All of his books are set in Africa. And it's just, they're riveting. So, and I really enjoy them. I've been reading Wilbur Smith for years. Wilbur Smith's another author. There are a handful of books of his I haven't read, and I want to get to reading some more. I'm going to read some Wilbur Smith books soon because I want to talk about them on the channel, and I want it more fresh in my memory when I do. But besides that, you know, 2 authors I've discovered recently are James L. Nelson and Dan Jones. I really enjoy both of them. I had read James L. Nelson's 2 most recent books, which were Tortuga and Buccaneer Coast, both of which were great. I really enjoyed them deeply. He's a historical fiction author, and he's got a few other series. He has a Viking series set in Ireland that is on Kindle Unlimited. It's like 10 books long. So I probably won't read them all back to back, but I'm going to get to them soon because I have Kindle Unlimited. So I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm going to read that. So he's got those available there. I've seen a couple of his other books available at different times on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm definitely going to read more of his stuff. I'm going to keep reading some more Dan Jones. I need to finish the Essex Dogs trilogy, and I'll probably work that in next after I finish Sharp's Rifles. Maybe I'll do one more Sharp book, and then I'll continue the Essex Dogs trilogy. Besides that, I want to read the Amanda Scott Boudica series, which I believe is 4 books. The first one is Dreaming the Eagle, which is a great title. All the titles are really great for that series. So I'm going to read that very soon, too. There's some other stuff I want to read. Achilles Song, I want to read that soon. So, but I also read nonfiction. I'm also reading Rick Atkinson's The British Are Coming. Probably after that, I usually, the way I do it is I read 2 books at the same time, which is like my primary reading, my secondary reading. My secondary reading tends to be nonfiction books, but not always. So I'm going to read that. I'm currently reading that Rick Atkinson book. I'm about a quarter of the way through. Then I'll probably read I believe it's Philip Freeman's Alexander biography. Another YouTube channel, I believe it's Joel Swag Reviews or Joel Swagman Reviews. And he's commented on my videos. He's a great guy. Go check his channel out if you haven't seen it. But he did a historical fiction video a little while back and recommended it. So I'm going to pick that up and read that. And then Conquistadors, which was I saw by Jeff Reed's History. He had recommended that book, so I'm going to check that out too. So those are some nonfiction books I got coming up. And I still want to do I read Henry V by Dan Jones recently, and I'm going to review that on the channel too because I really like that. So. But yeah, I'm going to read some more Dan Jones. Definitely. So besides that, yeah. So I pretty much said what I got coming up between all that stuff. Yeah. So historical fiction is my favorite genre, and historical fiction and nonfiction I read a lot of. So there are some other nonfiction books I want to get to. So I got a stack of stuff I want to read. Right now, the priority is the Bernard Cornwell because I want to talk about him more on the channel, and then Wilbur Smith has a bit of a priority too, because I want to make regular videos about those 2 authors because they're great. So, but yeah, so again, feel free to comment on the channel, make suggestions about anything you want to hear, maybe want to see on the channel. I was trying to think what else I had written down here. This was just a quick video to say thank you to everyone for 350 subscribers and talk about the future of the channel a little bit. I said, this is just a community, just to talk about books. Oh, I didn't write down the YouTuber's name. Dang it. There's a YouTube event that's all year long that some nonfiction guys on YouTube do. I'll try to tag them in the video at least. It's all year long. They split up the year into quarters, and each quarter is designated a period in history. So the first quarter is beginning of time to the 500 AD. And then it goes like that. I don't remember exactly how they're split up. I think it's from the next period is 500. The second quarter of the year is 500 to 1500 AD. And then it goes from 1500 AD to like 1850 AD. And then 1850 to the modern era is the last quarter. I don't know how much I could keep up with them with my other reading projects. And I'm already reading The British Are Coming, and I want to finish that. But the first quarter of the year, I do want to read the Alexander biography by Philip Freeman, and I also was thinking about rereading Mike Duncan's Storm Before the Storm. I haven't read that in several years, and I really enjoy that book. It's about Sulla. Sulla is like Caesar before Caesar. He was a dictator and brought legions to Rome, and basically a lot of the same stuff Caesar did while Caesar was there. So that's probably where Caesar learned it from. But anyway, it's a really good book. Check it out if you haven't read it. So I could read those 2 for that first quarter of the year, which I was already thinking about reading anyway. So I could do that and maybe be involved in that. They call it... I'm so sorry. I should have written it down. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it or not because I don't know how well I can participate. I mean, they're based in quarters, so even if I read 1 or 2 books, they have like a Discord, and there's like 4 or 5 hosts to it. I wish I could remember the name of it. I will link the gentleman's video, and I'll tag him. And so if you see this, I'm sorry I tagged you. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I just want people to see it. It's a cool event, and I think I think more people should read nonfiction. I think nonfiction is great. So especially like narrative histories. Not everything. You don't have to read a biography necessarily. So Even a biographies can be really good reading too. So anyway, that's all for today, YouTube. Thank you again for 350 subscribers. I am very grateful. So good night or good day, wherever you're at.